I went on a date this week and I felt the feminism leaving my body.
There are fewer things on the internet that get me more giddy than a progressive realizing how the world works and doing so enthusiastically. This is one of those cases. Watch this video of this girl who went on a date with a guy, and the guy was, in fact, a guy, which is something that she wasn't used to living in Los Angeles. And look at the joy expressed in her attitude while telling people about this date.
I went on a date this week and I felt the feminism leaving my body. I live on the east side of LA, and if you don't know what that means, it's sort of like the artsier part of LA, you know? It's people say it's like Brooklyn and New York. So I go on dates with a lot of men and women who, you know, live over here. There's always a negotiation about who pays, and that's great. I like to pay for people, all that. But what I will say is that I sort of fell into going on a date with the most guy's guy.
Just really quick, she's talking about the east side of LA. I was just there to film a documentary called Lawless because we were highlighting some of the areas around the country that have let their streets become lawless, and the east side of Los Angeles is one of those places. Yes, it's more artsy and like Brooklyn, but you also can't walk anywhere because a homeless person on meth might stab you. So just so you know, that is the context in which this person exists in before we go on to her just gushing over a dude who is in fact a dude
I've ever been on a date with, and he's from West, you know, Santa Monica. He's a bro, right? A guy's guy is usually not my type. Like, I cannot remember the last time that I went on a date with like a straight bro, you know what I'm saying? But it befell me. It befell me in an organic fashion. So I'm on this date with this guy, and the thing about a guy's guy is he's putting his card down. He's paying for everything. And I really it sort of activated something feral in me. I'm not gonna lie. We went to like another bar, and he was gonna go to the bathroom. So I was getting prepared to pay for our drinks because he's been paying all night. Of course I'm gonna pay for the next round. But as he's going to leave for the bathroom, he turns to me and he hands me his credit card. And he goes, "Here's my card. Get us whatever." It might be time for me to get away from all these, you know, liberal snowflakes on the east side.
I love that so much, how she ends it. The liberal snowflakes on the east side. All right, so just for the sake of explaining what's going on here briefly, even though I'm sure if you're already watching this, you don't necessarily need this explanation. In terms of how men and women were sociologically developed through the history of the world, take it back to the most primitive tribes, the most primitive of people. When things were dangerous, what did women need? And this is in the context of the fact that women were the most important thing, the most important asset to the society and culture because they were able to recreate, reproduce, and further the species. So just in that context, what did women need from men? Well, to be protected, to be taken care of, to be cared for. That has been true since the dawn of time. Since men and women were put on this earth, that has been the sole objective of man, to support the woman in doing the most important task, which is having and raising children. The species doesn't continue without women taking the most central role and really the only job that matters. And therefore, men's really only job that they have to do is to protect and care for women in general. That is just the way that the world is. So fast forward, I don't know, several thousand years into the modern day, there's this idea that being in touch with those sociological roots is feral, which is, again, not really this outside perspective. No, that's what you are. That's what we are as a collective species. But she says that in the video, well, the feral side of me kicked in. No. The real woman side of you. You can call that feral, but the idea that something is outside of the norm and that's kind of what you're experiencing. No, that is the norm. The idea that you like being taken care of, you like being cared for. You like being protected in a way, especially, you know, maybe financial protection is what you can say here. He's protecting your finances. That's the normal, right? This idea that, well, you know, men and women are solely independent of each other and we can exist without each other. And, you know, I don't really go on dates with manly men. Okay, well, that's fine, but that's not the norm. The norm is this. Women have the most fundamental, really the only important job, which is to continue the species. And men's job is to support them, which means in a lot of ways protecting and taking care of them. And that's the way the world is. So again, I like this. I love this sort of thing where women start to understand that, because that's what's inherently inside of them. And I also like men starting to understand, hey, like, I like this role that masculinity doesn't even give me. It is what this is. And I enjoy that fact. So I really, this stuff makes me so giddy. And just, again, briefly explaining what is actually happening here makes me so excited, because what it is a reversion back to reality. And as a person who loves reality and navigating within the real world and within truth, this stuff makes me so excited.